Pro football fans, it is time once again for another episode of the PFIve. My name is Bryan Anthony Davis. Thank you so much for joining me as we tackle every single one of the 32 NFL teams as we lead up to the start of the NFL season. That start of the season will be Thursday, September 5th in Philadelphia as the Philadelphia Eagles host their nemesis, the Dallas Cowboys. And we're going to be talking about both of those teams later on this week. But we finish up with the AFC South. And if you look behind me, the Tennessee Titans helmet is up. And we are going to talk about the last place team from last year that netted them the number one overall pick in the NFL in the form of Cam Ward. Let's first talk about Brian Callahan's team. Callahan going into his second year in the league, and Callahan has a rough task here with the Tennessee Titans because this is a team that is not all the way together. But there are some people that actually think that the AFC South is so weak that the Tennessee Titans could go from worst to first. Last year, they were 3-14. That's why Cam Ward is a Tennessee Titan. He is wearing number 1, and he is number 1 on the 5 things to know about the Tennessee Titans. Cam Ward. Now, his first go against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week in that 29-7 loss, it was 14 plays. But he did engineer an 11-play drive after a 3-and-out. Now, that ended in a Tony Pollard 1-yard touchdown plunge, but he was 5 for 8 on that drive with 67 yards. Now, Brian Callahan came out and said, we're very encouraged. He's not there yet. And that's a big thing to say, especially for a rookie that is going into the season as the QB1, especially when you lost your quarterback in Will Levis. And how much of a quarterback was he? Not well enough, with the fact that they were going out to get a guy like Cam Ward, but he is out for a long period of time, the entire season. The backups there are not anything spectacular, nothing that the Tennessee Titans feel that they could rely on. So Cam Ward is the guy. He has a lot of promise. He is the future of this team. We just don't know when the future is going to start. It's starting now, but we just don't know when Cam Ward is going to be getting into gear. But it's very encouraging. We're going to keep watching him as the next 2 preseason games lead up to the regular season. One thing that Cam Ward does not have yet, but he's going to get back, and hopefully even this week, was the report from about 11 hours ago. Number 2, Frank Cushenberry. Now, Frank Cushenberry is a veteran center. I believe he came into the league with the Denver Broncos in 2019 in that draft. Frank Cushenberry could be very good for a young quarterback. So you always want a veteran center. The steadiness of that vet is very calming for a guy like Cam Ward. And if they can get him back and ready to go for the start of the regular season, Cam Ward is going to feel so much better, and he's going to advance a whole lot quicker. So getting Cushenberry back could be very big news for this team. Number 3, Ward has chemistry right now with another veteran. And we just talked about how important a good center is for a young quarterback. Well, a wide receiver is very important, one that you can have great rapport with. Now, the other night, Cam Ward did throw a ball over the head of Calvin Ridley. That was in practice. But clearly, Cam Ward and Calvin Ridley have a great rapport. The 30-year-old veteran comes over from the Jacksonville Jaguars just 2 years ago, and now it's nice to see what kind of rapport that they will have. He's going to have another veteran in Tyler Lockett as well, but the Ward to Ridley, Cam to Calvin is going to be a very big deal for the Tennessee Titans. They are going to have to get younger, as they did get rid of Treylon Burks. They cut him because of an injury, the former number 1 pick. He is gone. They're going to have to get younger at that wide receiver position. But right now, Ward will rely on the veterans. Another veteran to rely on, number 4, Jeffrey Simmons. He's 20 pounds lighter. The defense has made great plays in camp. The defense is really the fruit of this team right now. They are the unit that is carrying this team. In fact, they would have been a whole lot worse if the defense last year did not play in a top 10 way. So Jeffrey Simmons leads and carries the mail there. Talking about carrying the mail and carrying the ball, number 5, the RB room. The running backs, well, it took a big hit. High ankle sprain to Tyjae Spears the other night in the game. That means that Tony Pollard is the go-to. Now, Tony Pollard goes, and he's steady as he goes back, and he'll be very good for this team. But Tyjae Spears seems to be the future. He is week to week with that high ankle sprain. They are going to need to get him back sooner than later. Brian Callahan has a big task here. If he could double his win total from 3 to 6, they might be on their way. This is a team that the arrow is pointing up with the Tennessee Titans. However, it might not be pointing up high enough and quick enough for the likings of everybody in Nashville. We will go ahead and take a look at this team even further, so make sure that you check out PFI for all of your professional football inside needs. For the Pro Football Insiders, my name is Bryan Anthony Davis. I thank you so much for listening, and as always, I've got 2 words for you. Go football.